Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. I am Dan, the Law Arena, and tonight we got over here.
Oh, you want me to say? Oh,
Yeah,
Tyler. Hey, Tyler the Redbeard. I thought you were going to introduce me. You threw me off there, but yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. I do that a
Thanks
lot.
for having me back. You keep me on my toes.
That's it. Sounds good. Tonight we're going to be reviewing an awesome movie from 1997. And of course, it has to do with Black history and American history, actually. In the title you saw, Black history American history? I believe it should all be called American history. Um, we shouldn't have 1 month dedicated to Black people. We should have all the months dedicated to all American history. But, that's just me and my opinion.
Hmm.
So we are doing the movie Amistad. For those of you who've not seen Amistad, it is in my opinion, it's a really good movie with good actors and everything. I think one of Matthew McConaughey's best movie, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not really too fond of all of his movies.
Okay.
I thought this one was one of his better ones because he was younger, and this was not really about him. It was more about like a few people in the movie. So
I would say, what was that? A Time to Kill? Was that
yeah,
a? I would say that one. I mean, he's kind
that
of a
is a
civil
good movie.
rights attorney in that one, and I
Yeah,
think
that's true. That
even
is a
that
good
one's better
movie
than
too.
this one.
You're right. That one also has Morgan Freeman in it, if I am not mistaken.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, Samuel L. Jackson. That's right.
Yes.
Ah, I knew it was one of them. I know they do not all look the same. Just to let
Wow.
just to let everybody out there know that
Wow.
I'm not that type of person. But you never know. Some people would, people like to pick on me. So I just need to throw it out there before they pick on me.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, so Amistad. I guess let's just get into it. Um, we'll get into the plot here. Uh, you want to go first on that one? Since this was your first time watching this movie?
Yeah, we're doing the plot right now.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So it's a slave ship that's coming back from, I believe, Cuba at this point,
Hmm.
and the slaves end up taking over, killing a bunch of the people on the ship. The the slave traders basically, and then after that, they get arrested and face charges for the mutiny and the murders and all that stuff. And that's um, the entire movie is the trials that come out of that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. They also, instead of trying for the criminal acts, they start trying for like who owns them,
Hmm.
become more of a property issue.
Property issue, right?
And then obviously the Christian people, the Christian man, which Matthew McConaughey works with, decides it's not a property issue; it's a human issue. And then it becomes this whole thing with the president and everything else that it's more of like if this goes one way or another, this might trigger the Civil War, basically.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, you're right about the plot issue. It's basically fighting for the freedom of these black people that came over from on the Amistad. That's the name of the ship,
Right.
uh, and them trying to figure out where they really came from. Is it really Cuba or was it from Africa?
Right.
So then they figured out, yeah,
And that was going to determine whether it was a like murder or like you said with the property rights.
yeah,
That would determine how the case would be tried, whether they were from Africa or they were, free people from Cuba.
yeah, and in the movie they got tried 3 times. So that saying, the third time's a charm. That's basically what
Right.
happened in this one.
Yeah.
First, it was with the first judge, and then they removed him because of he was for them, for the freedom of them, and then they got tried again, and again, this Catholic guy was like, "No, I agree with free, keeping them free or whatever." And then they were tried one last time, and it had to go to the Supreme Court, and John Quincy Adams. John Adams was his son, right?
Yes.
He helped to talk to the court system or whatever it was.
Yeah, he basically presented the case to the Supreme Court.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the plot really elongated by me. So
Yeah.
What did you think of this beautiful plot there, Tyler?
I thought it was a good story. Like I said, I'd never seen it before. I thought that it's like 2.5 hours long. It just felt way too long. I think it dragged on. It took them way too long to find a translator. That should have been like the first thing that they would have done was to find a translator.
Right.
And instead, they just like, oh, we don't understand each other for like an hour and a half, and just like go find a translator. That was the frustrating part for me. If you
I gotcha. so if that part moved a little faster, it would have been a decent movie.
I think so. Yeah, it's like, all right, yeah, get somebody so you know what you guys are saying, and then move along. But
so we're gonna have to get the Tyler cut.
Exactly. Yeah.
JT Gunn says hello.
Hey, what's up, JT?
And then there's DreadSaberPhil. He says he's early, and that was earlier. So what's up, Dread?
What's up, Dread?
So yeah, I will give the plot a point. What do you give the plot besides that whole long spot that you were like?
Yeah, I guess I'd give it a point.
Would you? Okay.
Yeah.
For the main plot.
Yeah.
All right. I probably should be writing this stuff down, right? Tabitha usually does the writing down thing. For me, I just kind of go with it.
That's fine. It's
yeah. Of course, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll get there.
JT says he's never seen this movie. Really?
I had not either.
Yeah. This is Tyler's first time seeing this movie as well.
Based on a true story?
Yep. Made in 1997. Yeah. And of course, they probably took some Hollywood liberties like usual. And
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Make it more dramatic and more cooler, All right, so the next will be acting. Now, the acting, it has these. Well, I guess you could call these the main people. You have wonderful Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkins, Matthew McConaughey, and I can never pronounce this guy's name. Jamarin.
I think Djimon Hounsou.
Hounsou, yeah. Djimon Hounsou. Yeah. See, I'm not good at pronouncing that name, but he's a good actor. He's in that movie Gladiator, and quite a few other movies too.
He's in a lot of stuff. He's in Blood Diamonds and
yeah, there you go, that one. Yeah,
I think I don't know, lots of stuff.
Yeah. Prophetic Tongue is here. Says hi, Boothers. It's probably my brother.
Oh, cool.
Or it could be Matthew. They both work on that one. So, yeah, good cast. Might have to check it out. Yeah. So, like I was saying earlier, I don't know if I said this live or if I was saying it off camera. I don't remember now. Matthew, I think this is Matthew McConaughey's best movie. Oh, we said it here. Yeah, we said it live already. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Of course, A Time to Kill is a good one too, but I think this is just because he's younger in this one and he's not so cocky and he never got his, um, you know, how people like they pinpoint, oh, Matthew McConaughey always says this, or someone always says this,
Uh-huh.
and just it wasn't like that in this movie because he wasn't that popular yet, which was nice. My brother says it is him.
Okay.
It's me. Um, so yeah, um, I thought the acting was really well done. Um, the translator part was, there was a little bit of, funny parts in there, a little comical parts, especially the first translator, the white guy, the short, white, redheaded guy. Like he was trying to understand what they're saying, but he didn't know exactly what they were saying. So I thought that part was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been too long, but I thought it was hilarious. So I kind of, I was like, that's great. What else did I like? Oh, I like the part where Jamar, how do you say his name? The black guy,
I think Jamon Hansu.
Jaman.
I think. I'm not even looking at it, so I'm not even sure I'm getting the first name or last name right. But that's what I thought it was.
All right. Well, my brother will probably tell me if I pronounce it right or not. Jaman there, his I liked the way he portrayed his acting skills there. His drama. I don't know how to explain it now. I thought I had it in my head how to explain it. I don't just you could almost feel like you were next to him, like you could feel it, like his scratching at the nail, pulling it out. Okay, my brother says he doesn't even know how to pronounce the name either. Okay, well, that's good.
Well, it was worth a try.
Yeah, it was worth a try. But just the way he was acting, like you could, I don't know, maybe it was part of the music that got me in the feels, but it seemed like it was like, oh man, I felt for this guy. He didn't understand the language, he didn't understand what was really going on. He's just like kind of looking at everything like, oh, what's happening to him, and it's just, I could feel for him, I guess you could say, and the way he was acting and how he acted with it. It just, I don't know, I thought it was good. I thought it was really cool. I'll call him the slave in the movie. Yes, bro. I'll call him the slave. That slave guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I liked it. I liked everybody's parts. Even Morgan Freeman. I love Morgan Freeman. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
Well.
Hard to beat Morgan Freeman, and also the guy that played the translator. He's been in. I don't have to look that one up.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was really good in that, and that's the first time I've seen. There's a lot of actors that I've seen in other stuff that's in this, and they're like much younger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
they are much younger.
The main guys are pretty good with the acting too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and then yeah, I mean it was a really good cast. I believe. I think and I think they all did a great, phenomenal job. And I like the fact that it wasn't just focused on Matthew McConaughey or Morgan Freeman or Anthony Hopkins. It was kind of widespread it out to all of it. Because you got to follow each person, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I liked that. I liked that it wasn't like just focused on one thing. Like was it like if you're watching Captain America, that's all you're focused on is what Captain America is doing.
Yeah, that the translator was he played Mordo in Doctor Strange. He's been in several movies. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Okay, right.
Ejiofor. I don't know how to say that name, but yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff too. And that's the first time I've seen him going that far back. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He did a good job.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to give acting a point. What did you feel about the acting? Did you?
Oh, absolutely, with the
the whole
acting.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, Matthew McConaughey, and Anthony Hopkins coming in there at the end.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony Hopkins. I love his acting too. He's
Yeah.
a great actor.
Yeah.
And I like how they did the. I know this isn't about acting, but I like how they did the makeup on him to make him look really old, because he wasn't that old in this movie.
No.
So I mean,
This was like right after Silence of the Lambs. I mean, not
yeah,
too far
I think
after.
so.
He
Yeah,
wasn't that old in that.
and I think I mean, he probably looks like that now because he's old now. But
Right. Yeah.
you know.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yes, I would give that one. I'd give that one a point for sure.
All right. My brother says Anthony Hopkins really good in this as well. After Glory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I said that too. Glory was a good movie too, and this was like, I mean, Glory was made in '89, I believe.
Wow.
Right? Am I right about that? I have no idea.
I can check on it. I don't know, but that's I think Morgan Freeman's in that too, isn't he?
He is in that one too. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. He's in a movie before the Civil War, and now he's in a, and then
Movie about the Civil War,
which is
right, yeah.
about the Civil War.
Yeah,
that's funny. Then of course, he's probably in other movies that are after the Civil War too. Who knows? I don't know if has he ever been in a cowboy movie?
He was in Unforgiven.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of like a cowboy movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So yeah, there you go. Morgan Freeman plays anything and everything, all time periods.
He's got it all, man.
He does. All right, so that was acting. Beautiful acting. We loved it.
Loved it.
It is. We'll go on to cinematography next. And this is an older movie. The only issue I had with cinematography is going to be a couple of things. Right in the beginning of the movie, I don't think I enjoyed looking at Jamar's just right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was filming, was like his eyeball and kind of his nose. And it was really close. They did like a sweating effect or something on his face. I don't know. It was just weird looking to me right in the beginning there. I didn't mind the scratching at the nail with the finger. You could tell that. But they should have like at least zoomed out to maybe before his lip and maybe his forehead, so you could kind of see what his face was doing, because you can't really see much with just the eyeball. I don't know. It was weird. But that was the only issue I had. Another issue I had was not really cinematography. It was more graphics and effects. But I'm going to kind of pile this in with cinematography for the moment. When he's like on the boat, when he stabs the guy at the end and he runs him through the stomach and it goes down into the grate and then he comes back out. It looked like he was stabbing a pillow or something, because it would like it gave in, like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like a squishy looking thing, It was real squishy when he pushed down on it. And I don't think it would be like that in real life. I mean, pushing on my stomach, it doesn't go that far,
Yeah.
I'm a pretty fat guy. So,
well, I'm sure they didn't actually stab somebody too.
Well, no, yeah, of course, I know that. But what I'm saying is that they should have made it look more
realistic.
Like, realistic.
Yeah,
than just like you're stabbing a pillow.
Yeah. Dan's like, you need to stab somebody.
Stab someone for real.
You got to commit to your acting, man.
Exactly. And Steven Spielberg did direct this movie. You're absolutely
Did he really? Okay.
Yes. So I guess I was hoping for a little bit more in those little parts of this movie, just because Steven Spielberg did direct the movie.
Okay.
But other than that, I did enjoy the cinematography, the lighting, the costumes, the everything else. I loved everything else. So just because I nitpicked a little bit Doesn't mean I don't like this movie, and doesn't mean I'm not going to give it a point. I will give it a point. What about you?
I would too. I didn't have any issues with the cinematography. I mean, I think it looked great. The scenes at night with the rain kind of stood out as kind of iconic images.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
I'd give it a point as well.
Okay, yeah, and I did like that part where he's got the chain. Jamar's got the chains on his hands, and he stands up and he says, "Give us free."
Yes,
that one shot, it looked really good. Like it looked like even the sun was kind of beaming through a little bit, and you see little dust particles, flying in the light. I just like
photography is great.
Yeah, I like that part because that was like, and plus that's like an iconic scene that everybody uses when they use GIFs or something, for freedom. Just something that's out there.
Right.
But like you, not a lot of people seen this movie, and maybe they don't know about the GIF,
right?
Or don't know what it is if they do see it. My brother says he still has this on VHS. Bro, get with the times. Get your Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Get your Blu-ray. No, it's cool. David, why don't you just jump on here with us if you want? Goodness. By the way, everybody, David is one of the Inside the Boother people. He is one of our co-hosts. Sometimes he makes it, sometimes he doesn't. That's why everybody calls him the Ghost, but
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, with that, do you have anything else to say about like cinematography, acting, or the plot so far?
No. I mean, I said the part about is it taking a ridiculous amount of time for them to find the translator, but other than that, that's my only gripe.
Right. Gotcha. All right. And since now we are 22 minutes in, I will go into a commercial break, everybody. So stay tuned after these awesome messages.
That's about it, but no point. I'm sticking to it.
But he's sticking to it. Thanks, bro.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising! Merchandising! Where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes, everybody, it is beautiful. Our merchandise is out there for everybody to buy. If you do enjoy what we do here, please go buy something and support us. You can also support us by going onto our Patreon page and becoming a member for only $1 a month. And that will get you some extra little stuff. Plus, you'll be supporting us and helping us. And, that's always good and fun and lovely. Another way to help support the channel is by subscribing to the channel, sharing it, liking it, vanquish the like button. And, everybody loves to do this.
Want to ring the bell? All right. Ding, ding.
You do want to ring that bell. Like Stallone asks him, you want to ring it? And he says, all right. So ring that bell so you get notifications for everything else that we do. Like when we post something, you'll get notified and you can watch us every time we go live or every time we post something. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's getting down.
So anyways, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
That's getting to the nitty gritty, everybody.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's our commercial break. Yeah. I'm saying a lot. I don't know why.
Did you show off the gator?
I did. I guess not. But yes, this is one of the things you can get. Hide your face from people. I use it I call it a do-rag. It is a neck gaiter. And use it for hats. Use it for, I don't know as a scarf. That's what I'm using it for now because it's cold in New York.
Ah,
So,
gotcha.
yeah. My brother said a while ago, this was before the commercial must be, he says, Blu-ray is still old, streaming is the way to go.
That's how I watched it, yeah.
This is true. This is true. Hi, Uncle Mike. How you doing? Thanks for being here.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
All right. So the music, the score of this movie. Tyler, why don't you go first?
Yeah, again, like the cinematography with any. Now that I know it's a Spielberg movie, it kind of makes sense that the music is always good. There's good. It builds in the places where it's supposed to build for tension and things like that. So yeah, I give it a point.
All right. And that being said, I'm with you there too. I also give it a point. The music's pretty iconic, right? I mean, there's some music in there that seems like, I mean, it's Steven Spielberg, so
Yeah,
it's got to be good.
Yep.
Yeah. So after that, one last one we got. The Allegory. Now, did you come up with anything with that? I mean,
that I did not. No,
You did not. Oh man. All right, so I'll start, I guess, with the allegory, since there is quite a bit of allegory in this. For those, so I don't know what I was going to say. So for the allegory, there's, like I said, there's quite a bit. Obviously, slavery and chains and being set free is one of the allegories that I get out of this, because for those of you who believe in Jesus, the devil keeps us bound in our chains, and we need somebody to set us free, and that is Jesus. And in this, there's also a court scene, so you can represent God as the judge, and then the accuser who wants to keep them there, wants to give them back to slavery, right? And then you have the guys, what's his name? The other attorney there who wants to set them free, and that would be like Jesus setting us free. He pays the price and he says, "Hey, judge, hey, God, these people are mine. This person's mine. He's no longer a slave, and now he's set free." So that's one of them. Another one I really enjoyed in this movie was when that black guy was looking at the Bible and he was only looking at the pictures. And
he was still getting the story.
Yeah,
that was
he was
pretty
still
cool.
getting the story. And he's giving the story to Jamon's character, the main slave guy. And he's showing him how, and then
The sun always follows him.
yeah, the sun always follows him. Yeah,
on him. Yeah,
with the halo. And then he goes, and then see, he gets tied up and he gets caught, or he goes, he gets in trouble, and he goes, "Well, what did he do?" And he's like, "I don't know. What did we do?" He's like, "What did we do to deserve
right.
this?"
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh man, that's so good," because for them to be put into slavery, it's true. What did they do to be captured and put into slavery? Nobody knows. Probably nothing. Or sometimes they, people do stuff to get put into slavery. I guess I don't know.
I think most of the time they just got sold. It was like they mentioned it in the movie. It's the warring factions, and then whoever won would sell off the losers to the losing nations or countries or whatever. They'd end up just selling them off as slaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty rough.
Yeah, it's got to be a rough,
Yeah,
rough thing to do, and it was cool to see where he's like, we didn't do anything either, but he did something, and look at what they did to him, and then they show the cross with him on it, and then he goes, "Oh well, that stinks. It's like, that sucks. And he goes, but that's not the end of the story. And he's
Right.
like,
There's more.
and he's like, what? There's more to it? He's like, yeah. They put him in this cave, and he comes. He's alive again, and he's talking to all these other people. And then this is where you go when you die. And then he showed him how Jesus went up into the sky, and then and then at the end of it, I think it was a picture of Jesus there with the sun around him, and then the sun in the background of like mountains or something. And he's like, and that's where we're gonna go when we die, after this court or whatever. And then like he gave like a little smirk and smile, and he's like, he goes, it doesn't look too bad, like,
Right.
these people's because obviously probably back then they're thinking, well, now that they're in this country, this is what they believe, so that's where they're gonna go when they die in someone else's country. Because I don't know what Africans believed. You had the Egyptian beliefs and stuff, but I don't know what nation that like what they believed in. But it was funny to say him saying, yeah, this place doesn't seem like a bad place to go. I'll go there.
Right. Yeah.
Had a little smirk, and I like that. I like that part.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was one of the better allegories, I think, in my opinion. Just him sharing the Bible and not really knowing it, but just looking at the pictures, how he was able to kind of guess what the story was about.
Mm-hmm.
And it was,
that was pretty neat.
And that was pretty cool. It was kind of pretty spot on too, the way he translated the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I will give the allegory a point for that. And with that being said, what would you give the allegory?
Yeah, I didn't really see much allegory. It's just kind of a historical story for me. So I don't think I would do a point for the allegory.
Okay. Sounds good. So there we go, everybody. That is Amistad. Do you want to talk anything else about Amistad? What else you liked or disliked about it?
I think we pretty much covered it. Acting was good, and it looked, it looked historically accurate and everything like that. So, yeah, that's about all I got, man. Sorry.
No, that's all right. John Williams conducted the score of the movie. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
that's probably why it was good.
That's probably why it was good. Yeah.
Who doesn't like a little John Williams in their life?
That's right.
He did Star Wars, right? Star Wars.
Yeah.
Man, John Williams is like, he did everything.
Yeah.
Especially in the 90s, that was like his thing. There were others coming up in the 90s too, but John Williams was one of the better ones.
Hans Zimmer is another.
Hans Zimmer, yeah.
Another well-known one.
Yeah, so just a quick question. I don't know if you know this answer, but what was John Williams? What was his start? Was it Star Wars, or was it something else? And then George Lucas picked him up.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Huh. Interesting. Well, if anybody knows in the comments section or in the chat.
Yeah.
Let me know where John Williams started, because that would be cool.
I think that was his first big time movie, but I would guess that's not his first, but I don't know. Maybe it is.
Huh. All right, so here at Inside the Booth, we like to tally up the tallies and give it our last take. So between Tyler and I, we got 9 points out of 10. So that is a good movie. 9 points out of 10, everybody.
It is a good movie.
Yeah. Tyler, now, if you were to rate this movie just on your channel, let's say you do, I don't know if you do 10 points or whatever, and not obviously not using our score, what would you give it? Our scoring?
Yeah, I do out of 5. I think I'd probably do a 3 out of 5.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So 9 out of 10, everybody. If you haven't seen this movie, like JT said, he hasn't seen it. You should go watch it. I mean, if that's your sort of thing, like the historical slavery stuff, because I guess some people might not be their thing, but I don't know. It's my thing. I like it. I like that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Let's see. He also did. Oh, he did John Williams. I'm just looking on IMDb.
Okay.
That Jurassic Park score.
Oh, right.
Superman. Well, let's see. Star Wars was 77 and Superman was 78.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kind of looking for the bigger names here.
Now, does he have anything before 77?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. He goes back to 65, 63, 1959. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. What movie was that one?
There's a couple of TV series. One, M Squad, Daddy-O, Playhouse 90. So, yeah, by the time he was in Star Wars, Tales of Wells Fargo. I've heard that one. That's a Western TV show. So yeah, I mean, he was almost 20 years in the business by the time he did Star Wars. That's crazy. A lot of Westerns, actually.
I wrote that one down. I want to Tales of Will Fargo. I'm gonna watch it.
Of Wells Fargo. Yeah, it's a TV show.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, that answers that question.
Nice. 1958.
Oh yeah, David said it right about the same time I said it in the chat.
It was his first appearance in a movie called Daddy-O.
Yeah.
Daddy-O. So he did only TV stuff before that, huh?
I think it was TV and movies. Because, yeah, that was about the same time that those TV shows were in 1958.
Yeah.
But I think he's still doing the movies, isn't he? Wasn't he doing like the last Star Wars movie and stuff like that?
I think so. Is he still alive? That's the question.
I don't know.
That's the real question.
Was he Indiana Jones? Like Raiders of the Lost Ark? Yeah, he did those.
Yep. I believe he did. Wells Fargo, the bank. Yes. Wells Fargo.
Yeah, but before it was the bank, it was the way that they got supplies to people in the West at those Wells Fargo.
Bruce says he is, so he must be passed away by now. Oh no, he's still alive? He's 90 something now. Okay.
It says he was born in 1932, so if he's still alive, yeah, he'd be like 91.
Yeah. Well, usually in the Google lookup, it would say a death date.
I see a birth date, and if there's not a death date, that normally means
so he's still alive. Yeah. 90 something. Man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Keep going, Mr.
That's right, man.
John Williams. Keep making music too. What's up, Sam Hain, 82? We're pretty much wrapping up here tonight. It was a short night. We kind of just jumped right into it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fun. So I'm glad it was your first time watching it. I'm glad you enjoyed it for the most part. Would you recommend it? I mean, I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Inside the Booth recommends it. Would your channel recommend this movie?
I'd recommend it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sweet. So you hear that, folks? Inside the Booth, me and Tyler the Redbeard recommend this movie.
Yes, sir.
On his channel reviewing it, he would recommend it. There you go. Go watch this beautiful movie. The actors are great. You'll like the acting. I didn't see too many female actors.
No, yeah, I don't know if there were any in
more of like a man's movie or something. A man's movie.
Yeah, there wasn't very many.
Yeah, there wasn't very many. I did.
I do remember the mom on the boat with the baby.
Right.
But that was about it.
Yeah, that's when he was telling his story.
Mm-hmm.
And John Quincy Adams goes, "What's his story?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. He's from Africa." And he's like, "Well, where are you from?"
Right? Yeah. Is that your story?
Is that your is where you from your story? That was good. What's your real story? Get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. What's it? It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
So just remember, everybody, this movie's fantastic. And that's it. Yeah. Thanks, Tyler, for being here.
Okay, sure.
Thanks for. Yeah. Was there a campfire? I don't know. Was there a campfire? Was there any fire in this movie?
One of the things that I remember. Okay, this is one of the things that with the special effects for me, when they were firing the cannonballs at the building at the end, and there were like explosions. I mean, cannonballs don't cause explosions, so
Right.
That was speaking of fire. That was the only time that I remember seeing fire was when a cannonball hit a building.
And the building blew up. Yeah.
So I mean, that would count as fire.
1990s movie. They didn't do the.
Not so great, yeah.
Yeah. They didn't do the whole. What do they do now when they do the computer graphics? They'll probably put like a hole and then like some debris falling from it and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's true, David. A campfire makes a man's movie. So.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yep, that's what makes a man's movie a man's movie.
There you go.
By the way, everybody, you can buy one of them T-shirts here on Inside the Booth.
Oh, there you go.
Campfire, man's movie. Yeah, it's usually, I think we do Man's Month in June because we do all that Pride stuff that time or something. So we kind of switch it up.
Okay.
Do a masculinity month instead.
Gotcha.
So cool. Yeah, that's it, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And yeah, Tyler, thanks for coming back and thanks for watching.
You bet.
That movie, and it's especially your first time watching it. It's always fun.
Yeah.
To know when somebody first watches something. It's exciting. So thanks everybody for being here. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you all later. And we'll leave with this beautiful video.
Are you not entertained?